So I'm here this morning in central Kentucky with my really good friend, Dr. Shan Twit of Mature Whitetail Strategies. And we're out here on a client farm. I'm going to be doing some hinge cutting today. Sean's going to be here walking the property again for the what time?
Probably the fourth or fifth time.
Fourth or fifth time he's going to be walking. I'll be doing some hinge cutting here after we get done doing a little walking, mapping out where I'm going to start hinge cutting today. And we're going to get some things done. Sean's going to take some footage with his camera and also his drone. So stay tuned and we're going to bring you some action, man. Okay.
All right, I want to take a second here to explain why this setup is absolute killer. So Ryan and I are just walking his client's property this morning and going over a few mental and written notes to make sure that we're both on the same page. I came in here several months ago and hung the stand for the client. It's a lone wolf stand. It's in a big old cedar, and it's on the east-southeast corner of this food plot. This plot up here has been started to get cleared. There's some sycamore trees and some cedar that he's thinned out with some more work yet to do, but that's going to be completely opened up, and then I'm going to put some beans in this field. In the last month, he's had another gentleman come out here per my request and plant 4 apple trees within bow range of this stand. Behind Ryan is a little hump, and on that hump, Ryan's going to feather the edge and hinge cut a little bit to really open up that canopy, get more sunlight in there, okay? So they'll bed literally really close to the stand, but what's key about this is with a southeast, south, or southwest wind, Andy will come in with his e-bike right through the plot, put it right down gently on the ground, climb up in his stand. He'll be downwind of that knob, downwind of the apple trees in the plot, and when he's done, he'll be able to climb down, walk the e-bike down to the perimeter trail, and then out. I'm going to be marking this afternoon, but this is a really, really bulletproof spot for early to mid-season. So we're really excited about it. So as you can see, the client's going to be able to come in off of this food plot for an afternoon hunt. And that's fine to do because he's not going to exit through the same food source, right? So he's going to come to the base of that cedar tree. And as Ryan pans around, you can see they've started to clear up this field. And most of it's done. There's just a few sycamore trees that have to come out yet. But then right down in front of Ryan and where I'm standing here are 3 apple trees and 1 pear tree. Okay, so there's going to be some fruit trees here, there'll be some beans here, and that hump on the very far south end, which will be actually it's south-southwest of the stand. So with a west-southwest wind, Andy, the client's going to be in a perfect position, sandwiched between where they bed and where the destination food source is. It's a perfect afternoon set for early season.
Anyway, so what we had here was we had a real hard edge along this food plot. I come in here with a chainsaw the last 2 days and I feathered this out, dropping the trees into the plot, as you can see. Now, why do I do that? Well, number one, it defines where he can go in and out. The way it was before, he could come into this food plot randomly. Now we're strategically placing it. There's a trail system that comes out right here, as you can see how it relates to a tree stand. You can see we've got a 300-gallon water tank there ready to get buried right on the edge. But in this cedar right behind him, lone wolf tree stand, hang-on stand. What an excellent, excellent spot. He's the hunter, the landowner, is going to be able to see him coming up that travel corridor right here, coming out right by that first tree that's feathered into the field here. Defining his movement right to the water tank. This being the southernmost end of the property. He's not going to hunt this property until the end of October, beginning of November. He's going to work his way from the north to the south, hitting this south end in that prime time rut activity, cruising, chasing, and breeding phases of the rut. He's got some apple trees out here. You can see the Redneck Blind. Now all of this is bottom access. He's got a big draw that comes right around from north to south along the east edge of his property, and it's all downhill. He can get in here in the morning with a southwest wind, south wind, and blowing all his scent back up over this hollow back here. Whether he's in the redneck, whether he's in this hang-on, it's a slam dunk. These are some of the features that you want to look for on your own hunting properties if you have them, and other things that you can do with hinge cutting as a tool to screen your movement in here as well. This is going to act as a screen. Before, that mature buck, he could scent check this whole edge and look right out into the plot. Now it's a visual break for the deer. When this grass and everything grows up and it starts to die in the fall, it's going to hold that grass up in place a lot more, giving it even more of a visual break where he has to come out here because his curiosity. Plus, it's wasting his time. He has to define where he's going to go in and out and escape or come out into this plot. It's a great strategy. I think it's going to work well for the property owner. And I can't wait for the fall of 2024 to hear the stories on this particular property, especially the south end of this property. That's going to be his honey hole. It's secluded from anything back here. It's the southernmost tip of his property. I'm not going to share an Onyx map or anything, just confidentiality, you know, and out of courtesy to the landowner. But I think this is going to be his slam dunk setup come the end of October through the beginning of November, that prime time that you want to be in the woods, that most magical time of the year. Hey guys, I hope you found this a little bit educational. Any of the products or tools you see me using in this video, again, you can always find links in the description below. And hey, thanks for joining me. Thanks for following along. I really appreciate you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. God bless you. Keep living the dream.